Worcester County, Maryland is filled with beautiful parks, exciting trails, and a variety of outdoor locations worth experiencing. The goal of Just Walk Worcester is to explore walkable, bikeable trails and local parks that are freely accessible to community residents. Thank you for joining us, and we at the Worcester County Health Department encourage you to get outside and get moving. There's a whole wide world out there waiting to be walked.
Welcome to Worcester County Health Department virtual tour. Today we are in Furnace-town. My name is Kathy Wool, and I am part of this tour. And my special guest is
Patrick Rope. I'm the Executive Director here at Furnace-town.
And we are delighted to be able to come up here today and kind of explore Furnace-town and see what it has to encourage our residents and visitors to come and not only be active, but do something fun, learn something, and I think Furnace-town is a great place to do that.
Well, so do I. Thank you for coming out today.
All right, well, let's get started.
As I stand here and look around, the first thing I notice is this really old church. What can you give us some information or what this is about?
Sure, if you're happy to. So this is our old Nazareth church. It was built in 1874. It's wonderfully well preserved. We just recently repainted it both inside and out. And its original home was a little ways down the road here, down by Pusey Creek. So it was a Methodist church that, like a lot of old churches here on the Eastern Shore, the congregation starts to dwindle, and then they still want to preserve the church, of course. And so in 1980, they gave the church to us, and we moved it down here. It was about 6 miles down the road, and it's been here ever since.
Wow. Well, it's interesting as I walk down here and I see a garden, and we've been doing some promotion of our local farmers markets, but this is very intriguing because I think it's a little bit of a different garden than we're used to, so maybe we can hear a little bit about this.
Yeah, so we have a gardener as one of our interpreters here at Furnace-town, and he grows the garden as if it was a family garden from the middle of the 19th century.
Oh, interesting.
So there are things for salves and spices, and then the species that would have been grown at the time.
Does that take extra thought, care, different soil to produce that from the 18th century?
Well, some of the more traditional methods, composting the soil, preparing the soil in the spring with hay, working the hay into the soil or straw. But the main focus really is on creating a gardenscape that really speaks to what it would have been like, or what species you would have seen and eaten and used in the middle of the 19th century.
It's nice to keep that theme. I can smell that basil from here, so it's already good. Well, I said, as we're walking through here, whoa, somebody's here at the print shop. Maybe we can spend a few minutes with your name.
Richard.
Richard.
Good morning.
What a great find that we're touring Furnace-town, trying to really promote places for people to get out and be active, but also see something fun. So when I spied you from back there, I said, what a perfect opportunity. And Patrick said, you are the resident printer.
Well, thank you. Yes. Let's see. You have Ocean City, but here you have a little out of the way family time in nature.
Yeah.
And also the artisans here. I'm the printer, there's the carpenter, the blacksmith. And when the kids come here, I put them on the printing presses like it used to be done. And I give them a little history.
This is a printing press?
This is a screw press, a mock-up of the first one. Now, we're done with Labor Day, but Memorial Day, they print up the Pledge of Allegiance and a woodcut of raising the flag. So I have them take something home to remember. And also they do a wanted poster. I get their name on it. They like that, the poster.
Yeah, I bet they do. Up this ramp, but what are these things on the side here, Patrick? They look like old carts.
They are, yeah. So we have a collection of carts here that would have been similar to the carts that they would have used to move all the raw material up for the smelting process. Up a ramp very similar to the one we're on.
Oh.
So all the ingredients that they needed for the smelting process, the bog ore, the seashells, the charcoal, would all be put in carts and then hauled up to the top of the furnace.
Well, let's go up there. I'm really excited to get there. I've seen the carts that lugged everything, and we made our way up this ramp. This must be what we're looking for.
That's
so
right, yep.
Your expertise on that.
Sure. So the carts would take all the raw materials for the smelting process all the way up to the top here. And there's this small hole about the size of a bicycle tire that they would load all the material in different layers. And then they would start the smelting process, which would take about 6 to 8 hours for it to all become molten. And then they would extract the iron out of one side of the furnace, and then they would extract all the byproduct, the slag, out of another, and let that cool. And then they'd load up those ingots, iron ingots, after they had cooled onto barges. There's a canal that they dug that's right beneath us right here.
Oh wow!
And they would on those barges, they would take those iron ingots all the way down to Nasseongo Creek and then out to the Pocomoke.
Right to the river.
Right to the river.
To the waiting barges.
Waiting barges, and then on to Philadelphia.
What's amazing is being in this area, and there's so many things to see in Worcester County, that you never know that exists here. I mean, we kind of know where the Pocomoke River is, but it's there. You don't know that it's connected here.
Right.
And then the other thing you realize is how hard people worked in the 18th century. Much harder than we do.
Absolutely.
And so if you're trying to get out and see other things, this is just an amazing place to learn history, see some things that have been preserved, and you can walk everywhere you go. I haven't seen a car since we got here. Like we're showing up at the trailhead, and maybe, does this trail have a name?
It does. It's the Paul Leiper Nature Trail.
And how long is it?
It's got 2 different loops. It's got a short loop of 1/4 of a mile and a longer loop of about 3/4 of a mile.
So you can start and finish here. You don't have to go back in and out.
No,
so,
can't get lost.
Can we walk towards it and see the trail itself? Sounds great. Well, we'd like to thank you from the Worcester County Health Department for coming with us on this park tour at Furnace Town. And Patrick, thank you so much for being our lead. You know so much, and it has been a delightful day to come out here.